With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Santman Show. We are in episode number 9, the second last episode, the penultimate episode. Not the last one, second last, which means that the season 1, which I call it season 1, will have 10 episodes. And we are at a stage where I am doing this show not on a weekly basis as I had initially wanted to, but I'm doing it on a periodical basis, and right now it feels like a good time to record this show. My name is not Santman. This is the Santman Show, but my name is not Santman. I am Santman. There's a difference. I'm the Santman, not the Ant-Man, especially not the Sandman. Please do not fall asleep. We are going to start off this show directly with how it usually goes on. I gave you a topic, the topic of this show, which is not the title. So I think I named the title of this episode Sequels. It's not the topic of this episode. I'm going to give you the topic. You should think of 3 things that come to your mind. The very first 3 things that come to your mind when I say the word. So if I say, for example, Apple, what's the first 3 things that you think of when I say the word Apple? You think of the phone, you think of the laptops, the Mac or whatever. Phone, laptop, fruit. Horrible 3 words, but I give this example to keep it simple. Obviously, the word I'm going to give is much more important, it's much more heavy, it's a concept. I shall give you this word, and you should think or write it down, think it loudly, write it down, do whatever you want, but just the first 3 things, the first 3 words that come to your mind when I say the word consequence. When I say the word consequence, quickly, don't think too much. What are the first 3 things that come to your head? Do you have them? 3 words. Consequence. My 3 words, I shall give them to you for a change, because I don't usually give the words out. For those who have been listening to the last few episodes, I sometimes give them, sometimes I don't. Today I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give you my 3 words. They're not great though. The first 3 words that I jotted down when I was writing down the notes for this episode were punishment, success, results. And obviously, me being an Indian, I hate to play this card, but, having Indian roots, having had an Indian upbringing, Indian parents, Indian childhood, despite not living in India, but, an Indian upbringing, as we call it, the fact that I associated punishment to consequences is funny. The first word was punishment, but then success, results. Those are better. So those are my 3 words. Now I'm going to talk about why I chose this episode. Why I chose this topic for this episode. An episode I'm recording at the specific time I decided to. But I'm going to play a cover. So there's going to be 2 covers I'm going to feature in this episode number 9, which is about consequences. And the first one is going to be, I shall not reveal you where I picked this instrumental from, because I want you to guess it. So if you're a fan of Disney Pixar movies, I'm going to play you a theme that's been really famous, because it's an opening theme where you see a whole flashback, a montage of a story, and it's the beginning of the movie, so it's not a spoiler, and it's a really emotional one. It's one of the best openings ever. for me specifically, for me personally. And yes, I shall not say more. It's by Andrew Tsai, so he arranged this cover with his partner, I assume. And lovely, lovely cover. Listen to it. I shall reveal the name and more after this. You're listening to the Santman Show, episode number 9 on consequences. Here we go. That's, it's funny. I don't even have the video in front of me. I'm just like imagining the visuals that's playing when the song plays. And even now, I feel a bit speechless. Lovely cover. You're listening to the Santman Show, episode number 9. Thank you to Andrew Tsai for this lovely cover. All the links are going to be below, obviously. I'm going to update them as soon as I can. Married Life from... the name of the track is Married Life from the Pixar movie Up. Obviously, if you have seen it, you must have immediately recognized it. If you haven't, and it's not a spoiler, you can watch this movie, and it starts like this. It's the opening montage of the movie, and it is one of the best openings for me in cinema ever. Like, it's a few minutes, I think even 2 minutes, and it's such a lovely story with such a lovely just music. There's no dialogue, and wow, amazing. And this cover was amazing as well. It's a live performance with just 3 instruments and 2 people, and it sounds almost as close as it is to the real one, the real actual track which played in the movie. So thank you, Andrew Tsai. And we are carrying on with this topic of consequences. Consequence. It's funny because I feel like this song is pretty apt for that subject matter. The protagonist of this movie, Carl, without giving any spoilers obviously, but he has lived a very eventful life. So many things, so many outcomes, so many results, so many consequences, which are indirectly and directly because of him. Now, obviously, he made the choice to embrace certain decisions. And unfortunately, those decisions led to some other outcomes which make him sad, which make him, let's say, live a certain tragic part of his life, tragic moments in his life. Now, my question to you is, how do you react? How do you manage results? Consequences that are from your actions, yes. But sometimes the consequences are from other people's actions, which are just external outcomes for you. You have no control over them. When it comes to failures, successes, maybe some direct outcomes where you have had a difficult moment, you have had a very pleasant moment, and you handle it. You have that element in front of you, and then you have the in-between. You have the uncertainty. You did something, you don't know the outcome. You don't know what's going to be the consequence of it. How do you handle the uncertainty? I'm just laying down some questions, because I don't have the answers for you. You certainly have elements of the answer somewhere. We all have lived moments where we had to live very difficult failures / lessons, because there are no failures, there are only lessons. You have had moments where you had success, and then you have to, take it with pride, but with humility, with thankfulness, gratefulness. And it's funny because I decided to record this episode at this specific time, with this specific topic, because we are living in a time where we are going to face consequences based on the current situation. The whole world is going through a moment in time where we are all going to have amplified effects on a lot of things. Amplified results on a lot of things. Amplified outcomes on a lot of things. You will have a lot of successes. You will have a lot of failures. And a lot of it is out of control from your hands. I'm saying this as a person who is currently living a lot of it myself. I have lived very, very difficult outcomes due to this current situation. This entire world being in a lockdown. And it's impacted my life in a very direct manner. It's impacted my life in many ways in that manner, whether it's in my career, my family interactions, my friendships. These are times where we have to just keep trying, keep going. We will make mistakes. We will end up having, issues. But we must keep trying, keep lifting ourselves up. Be there for each other while respecting the distances. And I think now's the perfect time to bring in the second cover of the song, which this time is a bit more intentional. It's the song Scared to Live Again by The Weeknd, covered by BENNETT. So thank you, BENNETT. We shall play your cover now, and we shall catch you right after the song.
When I saw the signs, I should let you go, but I kept you beside me. And if I held you back, at least I held you close. Should've known you were lonely. I know things will never be the same. Time we lost will never be replaced. I'm the reason you forgot to love. So don't be scared to live again. Scared to live again. No.
That was the cover, actually. It was cut at this time in the video as well, but thank you for this lovely cover. I think it's my favorite one. I did look through a lot of them, and I think the most pitch perfect one was this one. So thank you, BENNETT. Links are going to be below. Going to take a small break now. We shall be back and talk more about consequences right after this break. Here we go. Alrighty. Welcome back to the second half of Consequences. The Santman Show special episode on the C word. No, not the C word, which is the word everyone's using, all the news channels are using, all the articles are using, all the beer brands are using. No, I'm not going to use that word today. I'm going to talk of consequences, not the beer brand, which everyone's using right now to explain and describe the current lockdown this world is going through. Now, I spoke about the effect people are going to feel of this outcome. We are all living. The whole world is living this issue currently, and it's going to affect all of us in ways. And I also explained that it's a time where we need to hold on to what keeps us going. And we need to also be ready to make mistakes, be ready to... not be ready. I think that's the word I don't like to use. I like to use the whole embrace the uncertainty metaphor. Embrace the uncertainty. We use what we can to just be open to things we don't know what's going to happen. Let me give you an example, okay? Imagine you're going on a walk. Now, are you going to go on that walk? Imagine you initially just went for the walk wanting to, just take a walk, just take some fresh air. Obviously not now. It's an example. It's a metaphor. Stay home, guys. But all jokes aside, coming back to the metaphor, you're going for that walk, and do you have a specific thing you want to look out for? Are you going to go for the walk because you're expecting to, see that animal, that bird you saw in the woods, or you just bumped into a friend, or I don't know, I'm just giving random examples, or you saw someone who looks really good. Okay, that's not a very clean example, but imagine you already have these expectations or these ideas in your mind before you go for the walk. No, you don't. It's not human. It's not natural. Rather, we go on the walk and, we just go with it. We go with the flow. We just, react when we see things, when we experience things. And that's sort of what we should be ideally doing with life. And especially now. That's a theory. Now, obviously, to practice it is the whole complexity of it. To live it is the challenge. How are we going to live day to day without knowing what is going to happen? Going with the flow, that's it. So basically there is no how. There is just going with the flow. Just taking day by day, doing what we have to do, doing what we want to do, keeping ourselves healthy and happy. Surrounded, but currently not surrounded physically, surrounded virtually, keeping ourselves aware of the people who we care about. It's also going to be difficult times, as I mentioned earlier on. We are going to this is going to amplify a lot of things we feel currently. We feel frustration, it's going to feel more because we are confined. We feel, we feel creative, it's going to also be more. The whole internet is now exploding with creative memes and creative jokes, and there's going to be a lot of too much of a lot of things. Which is ironic because we think of the situation as the opposite. We think of it as, wow, we have run out of toilet paper. Oh my God, there is no tissues anymore. Oh my God, I have to run and take the last carton of milk in the shop. I don't know why I brought out my Indian accent, but jokes aside, and obviously this is not an attack to my own people, because I am Swiss Indian and I am half Indian and half from Switzerland, born and brought up here. Because obviously people over here are also equally, especially the people I've seen over here are all behaving in this way, and it's natural somehow. We are reacting, we are imitating what we see around us. These are all consequences of the current times, instant consequences, but this will definitely have long-term consequences. I've been having this discussion with a close friend of mine, and we both agreed that this is definitely going to have an impact on society, even in a long runish, not long run in a long run, but it's going to have an impact for sure. This whole atmosphere we're living in right now. That being said, coming back to what I was saying initially, hold on to what keeps you happy and healthy. Simple as that. Simple in theory, always hard to practice, as I also said. But try. Just try. Allow yourselves to feel sad, to feel frustrated. Don't block them out. But try and just use maybe this episode, if you have the time, to reflect on the things that in the past made you overcome difficulties. Think of the people who have always been there for you and who you are there for them as well, but there are certain people you feel you can be more in touch with, so you feel like you must probably, or you should ideally contact them. Check on them. I am saying all this, I myself am not doing it really well, but that being said, we are all human, so I'm also going to try, maybe in the coming days, get in touch with people, just check on the people who have been there for me, and especially in these times, we need support, emotional support. Maybe we can't be surrounded physically. I can't, unfortunately. I am alone, confined. But that being said, I have my family always on the phone. I have my friends. I have made friends in this time. I have lost friends in this time. We are living in times where everything is going to have, a lot of things are going to have an amplified effect, as I again mentioned earlier on. So what is going to get you through these consequences? I'm not using the C word. I'm not using the beer brand. And we shall bid goodbye. Before I bid goodbye on this episode number 9, which is a bit more serious, less jovial, because these are the times we live in, but I'd like to also make 2 shout-outs to the ones who won my contest on Instagram. So I launched a contest among friends on my private Instagram, and there are 2 winners. One is the ever-reliable Catman, my good childhood buddy Catman, who has been winning a lot of my previous contests, as well as, he tied with basically a new contestant, new challenger in the arena, LeBron Nair. Nair is a South Indian surname. He's a South Indian, and he was a friend I made when I was in India. And yeah, LeBron Nair, because he loves basketball. So LeBron Nair, Catman, congratulations. You won the contests on my private Instagram. You get the shout-outs as I promised. And also thanking once again the cover artist BENNETT for the Scared to Live Again cover of the Weeknd song, which is a song which released on my birthday. Close to my birthday actually, but lovely song by the Weeknd. Also lovely, brief but lovely cover. Thank you to Andrew Stye for that lovely up cover with his partner. Violin, piano, Melodica, 3 instruments by 2 people replicating almost the same vibes. And yes, the consequences may not be great, but we should try to build our own consequences, our own outcomes. Do your actions, make your own life ahead as much as you can. Build your happiness, keep yourself healthy. This is Santman saying goodbye, and we shall be back for the final episode. Not next week, but sometime soon. I don't know when myself, but when the time will be, I shall try to make it a rather special episode. Hopefully, if I manage to. That being said, here we go. Santman signing off. Stay tuned for the next episode soon. Watch the space for more. Goodbye. Adios. See you soon.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.